Be going over Too Lazy to Try's Dana White is getting desperate and delusional video. Um, I'm one of the people. I actually like Dana White. I I'm not a big UFC enjoyer, but I respect the sport and I respect the fact that it's basically the modern day equivalent of gladiators in the Roman Colosseum. So that aspect of it I get, but Dana White can sometimes come off a bit douchey. So I'm interested to see this though because I haven't really noticed him being desperate or delusional. But Too Lazy to Try always puts out good videos, so I'm open to seeing what he's talking about here.
All right, so Dana White has been getting pretty desperate trying to promote that Power Slap League that he started, and you can tell it's not going too well because now he's basically resorted to humiliating himself to try to get people to watch it, which he's been getting roasted for by UFC fans. But Dana has really convinced himself that this is the future, that this is going to be bigger than the UFC, which he's probably the only person on the planet who believes that. And he just sounds so delusional when he talks about this stupid sport, if you can even call it a sport. I mean, comparing it to UFC is just insulting to UFC fighters. But Dana, he is just so confident in this. At least he tries to sound confident. But now it seems like he's more just desperate because he just goes way too hard.
I've never understood the whole power slap thing either. I know the first time I ever saw anything about it or heard about it was Moist Critical was talking about it, and apparently he's like really into that shit for some reason. And he actually he unironically does like the Power Slap League, at least from what I've seen. But yeah, I'm just a little bit confused on why it's so popular. And I have to agree. I don't think it's a sport. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's stupid. And I understand wanting to expand on your business ventures, but I don't know. To me, it's like when you have something like the UFC, why overcomplicate it? Like, just focus on that. I mean, you have the UFC isn't like a gamble anymore. It's set up. It's good to go. So just go with that.
Trying to promote this, and he makes all these ridiculous claims that nobody believes.
Not only is it unbelievable money-wise, it's been unbelievable as far as social media goes. We're number one in all of sports. And when I say all of sports, if you take the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, F1, WWE, and who am I forgetting, and added them all together, their numbers don't compare to Slaps. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
That seems a little doubtful.
Yeah. You can doubt it all you want.
I mean,
And Dana gets really defensive about it. Like, he went on Flagrant and he was saying all this crazy shit, like that Power Slap has more followers than every professional sports team. And Schultz is like, more than some soccer teams like Real Madrid. And Dana's like, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'd say so. And Schultz just laughs in his face because it's not even close. I mean, Real Madrid has 158 million more Instagram followers than Power Slap. And Schultz could have called him out even more on it. Like, he's definitely taking it easy on him because, he's a kiss ass, but
Oh yeah, well, Schultz is number one. Schultz is a kiss ass, but also, he doesn't want to be cut out of that group. Frankly, I'm surprised Schultz is even still a part of that. Like the whole Dana White, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, like they're all kind of in the same space. It's almost like back in the day. I remember I would recognize it as a kid. It's like comedians and actors have certain like groups and cliques, and it's funny because not much changes from high school or middle school to adulthood to even like when people become actors. You would think, oh well, they're all probably friends because they're all actors, but that's not the case. I mean, when I was younger, I would notice groups like Adam Sandler. He had his own like group. Him, Chris Farley, Chris Rock, Kevin James, Rob Schneider, and then you got the groups like Jonah Hill, James Franco, Seth. What's his name? Seth something. But yeah, there's like little cliques and little groups. So Schultz is a part of that, and he knows that if he were to be cut out of that, he wouldn't really do well because it's Andrew Schultz. And like Too Lazy to Try said, he's desperate. So I'm surprised he even gave him that much kickback on it, but yeah, it's pretty crazy to just claim something like that. And it's crazy to think that they can just claim stuff like that. Like people could just be like, oh, well, we're actually bigger than this. And I've seen stuff like this online where it's like people will just say stuff to say stuff and nothing bad like happen. You know, there's no repercussions for it. So why wouldn't you just say it? And honestly, you can't even blame them to a certain degree because it's like, why not lie to your audience or to an audience and then have them believe it? Because, you know, they're not going to question it. I mean, half of Dana White's fans probably don't even have, you know, enough thought to be like, oh, he's probably not telling the truth. They probably just follow him blindly. I mean, that's probably why Power Slap has close to 5 million followers.
Dana felt disrespected because also you tell all Dana wanted to talk about is Power Slap, and Schultz, you try to change the conversation or make jokes about it, and then Dana would always try to bring it back and he'd be like, man, you guys don't get it, you're just trying to brush this off like it's no big deal, but this is huge, this is gonna be bigger than the UFC. And I understand he's just trying to promote it, but this is a terrible way to promote it, especially because nobody believes him.
We have over 1 billion YouTube views, right?
Yeah.
8 of the top 12 largest YouTube shorts against other major sports are Power Slap. And 4 of the top 5 largest YouTube shorts on UFC's channel. We're number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on UFC.
UFC channel,
and when you think about Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, all the big stars, this thing absolutely dominates. We have more followers than every single professional sport. Every professional sports team, we have more followers than them in 15 months.
Wow. More than like Real Madrid or like these soccer teams?
I don't know about the soccer teams, but I would say yes. Yeah. Every fucking sports team, we have more followers. Soccer's so I would say yes. Yes.
Okay, but we can get to Power Slap in a little bit. I still want to go through.
I understand he's trying to promote it, and I know Dana White is obviously a good promoter because, well, the dude knows what he's doing. He, you know, he's grown the UFC to the point where, like, some people, myself included until recently, thought that the UFC was like a, it was like the, how do I put it? Like, I thought it was the actual term for what that fighting was. Like, I didn't know it was like just a league he created. I thought it was like the league, but yeah, apparently it's not. So it's like, it's kind of crazy what he's been able to do with the UFC, but at the same time, I don't know why he's trying to like say it's going to be bigger than the UFC, and it's this, like, there's like, you know, like he says, there's other ways to promote it. There's better ways to promote it and go about it. And I just don't really quite understand what he's doing, but I mean, I guess we'll see where this goes.
The UFC.
Back to the show.
But the similarities between what's going on
This
with
is
that
why you
right
believe in
now,
it so much, because so when people go,
I want you guys to wrap your fucking brains around this.
Yeah.
When I talk about Power Slap, you're all dismissive, like,
Nobody's dismissive, but I
the
love how you
UFC
operate.
was fucking
He
worse.
needs that.
Yeah.
I hit you with fucking numbers. You can't.
You can't refute it.
We have more views than any Taylor Swift video ever posted.
Oh, now you talking about the Swifties, bro?
Power Slap has more.
Swifties step it
We
up.
have more views than any fucking Taylor Swift. post
Imagine
ever.
you got Taylor in one.
There's other stats that I can hit you with that are just fucking.
You got to get Taylor to do a Power Slap, dude.
But they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
But when you look at this thing from a business perspective and you
Taylor
look at
Billie
the
Eilish.
numbers,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But we're talking about guys fucking slapping each other.
Yeah.
You guys are like, let's talk more about the UFC. The UFC was worse.
And Dana talks about all these views on YouTube, but I'd say like probably 70% of them are from shorts, maybe even more. You know, most of the views that come from Power Slap are TikToks, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, which means people are watching for like 15 to 20 seconds, you know, because that's basically all.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the only exposure I've had to Power Slap specifically. Like I said, I've known about the slapping, quote unquote, sport for a while because of Moist Critical, but outside of watching it in Moist Critical's videos, the only content I've seen from slapping or Power Slap has been through Reels or TikTok. And it's been against my will. Like, I've come across it accidentally. I don't go searching for the Power Slap account to get an update on my favorite athletes. So I gotta agree where it's like, it's ridiculous. And he's talking so fast, he's getting so heated about it. and they're trying to joke and be normal, and he just seems like he is locked in on the marketing, promotional business thing. Like, he's not joking around. He's not really even acknowledging the stuff they're saying. He's just like, yeah. But no, you guys don't understand. This is huge. And it's like, dude, just chill, relax. I mean, you're coming off pretty heated, pretty aggressive right now. So just like relax a little bit.
Good for, like, if people are scrolling and they see two guys slapping each other, they'll stop and watch for a little, but nobody's ever going to go out of their way to watch a whole power slap event like they do at the UFC, because it's just way too repetitive and there's nowhere near the same amount of skill and athleticism showcased. Like, there's so much more going on in MMA. You know, you have wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, and even if you want, you can slap people. So you have the best of everything, and you can play defense. In power slap, it's just slapping. So who would choose to watch that over MMA? And Bob Menery once even brought this up to Dana during a Nelk podcast. And of course, Dana got all offended and called him an idiot. But at least someone's being honest with him. You know, clearly he's surrounded by too many yes men. And now he just sounds delusional when he's talking about this. You know, to act like it's a legit sport. I mean, he compares it to boxing. He's like, what's the difference between this and boxing?
As an average person that turns on the TV and I watch Power Slap, I'll tell you what I do. I watch match 1, and it's the same. I watch match 2, it's the same. I watch match 3, it's the same. And I watch 4, it's the same. Somebody gets slapped in the face and they're done. That's it.
Tell me what's the same about each match you watch.
Somebody raises their right hand, they then make direct contact with somebody's face, and then somebody either falls or they don't. That's it.
So what happens when you watch a fight?
A fight, you
Let's
can
say
take
it's a
somebody
boxing
down,
match.
you can cut somebody's elbow open.
Let's say
put
it's a
somebody in
boxing
chokehold.
match. Boxing, which has been popular for over 100 years.
Because
What's different?
I mean, the athletes are obviously, I think, different.
No, he's smart. You're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets it.
I mean, I don't know where Dana White's trying to go with that. Like, what's different with boxing? Really? How is boxing different from power slap? Let's see. Even though boxing is more limited than the MMA, like Too Lazy to Try mentioned, MMA has jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, slapping, kicking, punching, obviously, like, has it all. Boxing is completely different from a slap league. I mean, you could take probably any bum with a high enough pain tolerance off the street, put him in the slap league, and they'd probably do okay. You do the same with boxing, they're going to get murdered because boxing has actual skill involved. And I'm not sure who the guy talking to him is, but he's 100% right. I mean, it's the same shit over and over. It's different I almost caught myself. Different athletes, but at the end of the day, same outcome. They raise their right hand, make contact with the face, and it's over. So it's a bit annoying, and guys like Dana White that are surrounded by yes men, I just got to say, it always turns out bad. And that's why it's good to have like true friends, especially if you ever make it big in something, because your true friends will be like, what are you doing, man? That's stupid. That's really dumb. And I don't know why you're doing that. Whereas, Dana White probably has people around him where he's like, I want to create a slapping league and it's going to be bigger in UFC. People are probably like, yes, that is a good idea. Because, there's nothing people want more than to watch other men just slap each other. UFC is okay, but that is the future of fighting.
You don't.
I love that. Yes, no, Power Slap is great. Everybody bow down to Power Slap. Bow to
do you
Power
think
Slap.
that-
Listen,
The Power Slap community I respect, but at the end of the day, I'll say it as realistic as possible here. You have a bunch of no-names slapping each other.
there's
It's like
nothing
Olympics.
I value more in my life than business advice from Bob Menery.
There we go.
Nothing I value more.
Yeah, so when Bob Menery is the voice of reason and has good business advice for you, you're down bad. I mean, Dana's really making a fool out of himself with this Power Slap League. I mean, recently, I guess Power Slap is going so well for him, he decided to partner with a corn star to give away a McLaren to someone who tunes into the next Power Slap event. That's how desperate he is for people to watch. And he also did this insanely cringy TikTok where she's in a suitcase and he's like wheeling her around. At first, I honestly couldn't believe it. Like most people, I think they were like, please tell me this is AI. But unfortunately, it's real, which is just sad to see. I mean, this guy's worth $500 million. He already has an incredibly successful business. He has a family and kids. but he's resorted to doing TikToks with a corn star to get people to watch his slap league, which UFC fans aren't very happy about. You know, he's just getting destroyed in the comments. Like, almost everyone is negative, and people are just confused and embarrassed for him because he's just making a joke out of himself. It's crazy. I mean, the comments are like, dude, what's going on here? Like, what's wrong with you? And somebody said, doesn't this guy have a wife and kids? And you could see the pain in his face, bro. What the F? Someone is blackmailing the boss. What the F is wrong with the UFC? Like, everybody's just freaked out by this. And somebody said, Dana, this is low even for you. So I don't know what he's thinking here. I mean, honestly, it seems like he's just trying.
Well, it's not. There's no thinking involved. It's desperation. I mean, Toulouse Lautrec already said it. Like, he's really reaching bottom of the barrel now. It's like, I'm not going to get into a whole debate and topic on OnlyFans girls, but all I'm saying is Dana White is clearly not the type to associate with them, and now he is. So what does that tell you? That tells you he's desperate. Power Slap probably isn't as successful as he's been letting on, and he's probably stressing the hell out because, you know, he's probably invested a lot in it, and if it's not going well, then yeah, that's when you start throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
To turn the sport into an even bigger joke than it already is. Like, he thinks that's going to help somehow, but I don't know. You know, I don't think anybody's going to be like, oh, now I need to tune into Power Slap. Like, even if I was guaranteed to win that car, they still couldn't get me to watch that shit. And who wants this car? It's like some stupid car with Jelly Bean written all over it, which is the corn star's name.
I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase.
We are here in the garage at UFC headquarters. This is Jelly Bean. She paid $200,000 for this car at Vegas Auto Gallery, and she's giving it to you for free. The way you enter is go to powerslap.com/giveaways. And you can watch Power Slap live and free on Rumble this Friday night, and there will be a code that will pop up. It'll give you 10 extra entries. This little badass is giving away a $200,000 car. We will see you Friday night.
Yeah, so Dana White is...
Well, that's the thing. I love how it's like, she's giving this away for free, and she paid $200,000 of her hard-earned money. Okay, for you normal brokies, that's like a year's, not a year's. Wow, that's crazy. That's like 6 years worth of your shifts at the Burger King. But no, I mean, it's not free though, because you're trading it for something. Like I was told when I was younger, and I didn't believe it, but I was told that, you know, nothing in life is free. And I was like, yeah, right. I mean, there's free stuff. But no, it's true, because even if it's not, you know, if it doesn't cost something monetarily, it will cost your time or your will to live to get it or to complete it. Like, nothing in this life is free, and neither is this car, because you have to go to the website. You got to enter probably your email, your phone number, then you'll get spammed with slap fight messages about promos for the next fights, and then you're going to watch it on Rumble to get 10 extra entries, and then you're going to still end up losing. It's like the Danimals contest when I was a kid. Like, I don't know if you guys remember those, but, you know, everyone would be like, oh, who's going to win? Who's going to win? I've never heard of anybody winning those. Pretty sure they were scams, and I think even the Sprouse twins have mention the fact that it is a scam.
Down bad. I mean, as a UFC fan, this is difficult to watch. And now, of course, people are coming up with conspiracy theories with the whole luggage thing. You know, people are saying it's a humiliation ritual, but it's more humiliating for him, obviously. You know, for her, this is probably the least humiliating thing she's done. Like, her whole career is just humiliating herself, so this is nothing for her. But Dana, I mean, he looks like he's just dying inside, because obviously this is embarrassing. I mean, even Joe Rogan on his recent podcast, he pulled up one of the ads where she's talking about giving away the car, and he's like, wow, we are the dumbest people that ever lived. And then he just starts trashing Power Slap, and it sounds like he agrees with Bob Menery, so I'm sure Dana hates hearing this.
I'm giving away this McLaren 600 LT at Power Slap for free. Check out the links in our bios on how to enter. Everybody said
Wow, we're the dumbest fucking race. We're so dumb.
What are the accounts that collabed with it? It was UFC, right?
Yeah, it was for Power Slap event.
We are. Of course, it's for Power Slap. That's just as dumb. We are the dumbest motherfuckers that have ever lived. We really are.
What do you think about Power Slap?
I don't get it. I've watched it a ton of times on like little Instagram reels. You know, when it shows up, I watch guys get KO'd. I would never advise anybody to do it. I don't care how good you are at getting slapped. I don't care how good you are at slapping people. For me, the whole idea of fighting is to hit and not get hit. Like, the whole idea is the skill. It's like you impose your skill set. It's like a human chess game. That's the opposite. You're just standing in front of each other, whacking each other in the face.
So it sounds like everybody except for Dana understands that this will never be a real sport and it's just too ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to hear Joe Rogan talk about it like that because he is, as you guys know, I mean, works very closely with Dana White. So it's pretty crazy to hear him even talk about it and mention it like, damn, if he doesn't have faith in it, then how are we supposed to? But I mean, that's probably the end of the video.
But
I mean,
even he, I think, is starting to
winding
realize
down.
that, and that's probably why he's trying to turn it into an even bigger clown show than it already is. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. Let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. That was a good video, but it's just ridiculous that this is even like a topic. It's not, honestly, not as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, Dana White promoting it with an OnlyFans girl isn't great, but again, it could be worse. So I'm surprised. I was thinking that this video would be a bit crazier, but I mean, I like Dana White. I like Joe Rogan. I don't enjoy seeing people embarrass themselves online, but if they're going to, they're going to. That's just how it is. So I guess that's that. If you guys enjoyed, let me know. If not, also let me know.